Section C.3 Composition of the Council and Terms of Office. 3.1. The Council shall consist of 1 chief and 7 councillors. 3.2. An election for a chief shall be held on the first day of the month of June. The candidate receiving the greatest number of votes for the position of chief shall be elected as chief for a term of 3 years. An election shall be held for the position of chief at the end of each such 3-year term. A. If the position of chief becomes vacant due to resignation, suspension, death or termination, only the councillor with the most votes in the election will assume the position of chief until a by-election can be held. The by-election for chief shall take no longer than 4 months from the time the vacancy exists. 3.3. An election for 7 councillors shall be held on the first day in the month of June. The candidates receiving the greatest number of votes for a position as councillor shall be elected as councillor for a term of 3 years. A. An election shall be held for a position as councillor at the end of each such 3-year term. When the position of councillor becomes vacant due to resignation, suspension, death, or termination, only the next highest vote for the position of councillor will become councillor until the next scheduled election if it is 6 months from the original election day of June 1st. If it is more than 6 months from the original election day, then a by-election will be held. B. If the councillor vacancy exists over the 6-month threshold past the election day of June 1st, then a by-election shall be held. 3.4. The term of office may, under extenuating circumstances, be continued beyond 3 years if such continuation is not opposed by the voters of more than 50% of the members of council. This continuation shall not exceed 60 consecutive days. 3.5. If the members of Beausoleil First Nation sign a petition by 25 plus 1 of the eligible electors, a member of the council can be removed for violating these rules, or other rules or laws of the Beausoleil First Nation. The petition will be presented to the chief and council, who will rule on the petition based on these rules. If the council member is removed, the decision will be effective immediately.